Precision Board Plus HDU, also known as PB Plus, is a lightweight, eco-friendly polyurethane wood substitute that is widely used for sign, model, layup tooling, and boat making. The closed-cell, rigid urethane structure makes Precision Board Plus easier to machine, carve, prime, and paint than wood, and allows it to last indefinitely. PB Plus is a preferred medium for professionals in the sign, model making, tooling, and marine industries because it won't crack, warp, rot, or absorb anything, allowing you to show off your creativity and craftsmanship for years. The variety of densities allows one to precisely match PB performance characteristics with the job requirements. The primary difference between densities is the thickness of the cell wall. The thicker the cell wall, the higher the density. The higher the density, the stronger, tougher, and heavier precision board becomes, which directly relates to the cost of the product. The wide variety of densities available means that material costs can be managed according to specific job requirements. Whether for environmental reasons or durability reasons, sign and model makers are increasingly turning to wood substitutes like Precision Board Plus. And with TSF-45, it's easy to create the look of wood grain on a more environmentally friendly substrate that will last much longer than wood. TSF-45 Texture Surface Finish is an extremely tough, flexible coating that has been made specifically for use in creating textured surfaces on Precision Board Plus HDU. Because TSF-45 remains flexible and adheres to most other substrates, such as polystyrene, concrete, wood, steel, glass, and even galvanized metal, it's ideal for blending texture across multiple sign elements and materials. TSF-45 is a white exterior grade material that does not require surface priming prior to use. TSF-45 has a firm consistency right out of the can. It will not slump and it stays where you put it, so it will hold the texture and shape you give it. Regardless of the texture finish you are creating, it's important to first achieve full wet out of the TSF-45 on your working area. Use a trowel or putty knife with firm pressure and work the material into the cut cells of the Precision Board Plus. Working the material in multiple directions will ensure a good bond. Some texturing techniques may require a thicker application. It is not necessary to wait for your wet out coat to cure before additional material buildup. Now you're ready to begin texturing. A plastic fork makes a great tool for tight wood grain. If you make a mistake or the material becomes overworked, simply smooth over or add more TSF-45 and continue texturing. TSF-45 has a long working time and is very forgiving. A tongue depressor, or similar tool you may have around the shop, can be used to create a wider grain pattern, or even use your fingers to create a larger pattern and introduce knots. You are only limited by your creativity. Once dry, apply a flexible water-based stain to complete the wood grain look. TSF-45 can be rolled to create the look of stucco or a stippling effect. This short nap roller produces an attractive texture. Experiment with a variety of roller surfaces to produce limitless range of textures. If you find that finely detailed textures are sagging or not holding, set up a shop fan to blow across your work to draw out moisture and help TSF-45 body up. Once set up, reapply texture. TSF-45 is very forgiving. Looking for a quick way to create a rich, finished look to the edge of your signs? Shorten the bristles of an old paintbrush to stiffen them, or use a shortened chip brush. First, make sure you achieve good wet out by working TSF-45 into the cut cells of the precision board. Now cross-hatch the material in a random pattern. Because TSF-45 requires no priming, your textured surface is ready to paint when dry. Use TSF-45 whenever creativity calls for a flexible, durable, textured finish. In addition to the techniques described here, TSF-45 can be applied using a hopper gun or even a painter's mitt. After application, work into the surface and texture as described earlier. Allow TSF-45 to dry completely, which should take approximately 12 hours at 75 degrees and 55% humidity for a standard plaster thickness. Thicker applications will take longer to dry, so use a shop fan to speed up the drying process if necessary. Check to make sure TSF-45 is thoroughly dry by pressing on the thickest section. If it is soft, let dry until it is firm to the press. When fully cured, it has a consistency and toughness of the bottom of a tennis shoe. Your work is now ready to paint and show off to the world.